Out of Group D, where they're joined by Flamengo, LAFC, and Tunis. Chelsea missed out on a couple of signings in this Club World Cup window, Frank and Mike Maignan and Jamie Gittens. Do you think they'll get to those guys eventually?
Well, after what I saw with France, playing against the second game against Germany, I really want to see Mike Maignan, Magic Mike, signing for Chelsea and see finally seeing a fantastic goalkeeper, because for me he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. So yeah, they can sign other players. They're going to sign young players. So what can you expect from them? Mamadou Sarr is about to sign, or he already signed, but we can't expect anything from somebody who only played like 30 games in his career. Mike Maignan is somebody you can rely on, and I tell you, the guy, it's going to be a big surprise if he signs for Chelsea. I want to see what they're going to do in the Club World Cup, because I played against LAFC before LAFC became a franchise. We used to play with Hollywood Football Club on a Sunday morning against LAFC, and it was a hard work against them. And it was kind of a bad game. So I want Chelsea to be bad to LAFC. Sorry.
Wow, look at that. Anti-MLS rhetoric from Frank Leboeuf. Gab, why didn't Chelsea get those deals done in time for the Club World Cup?
Well, I think they're two different situations. Well, I mean, short answer is they didn't match the asking price. As far as Jamie Gittens is concerned, I think the bid came in, or certainly the interest was there. People reported the bid came in. I don't know quite how far it got. What we do know is that Dortmund are saying, well, wait a minute, if he's serious about going, maybe we can hang on to him a little bit longer, and then we have a conversation. Let's not forget, there's a lot of money at stake, but Milan rate him higher than what Chelsea offered. There's been suggestions of a first bid of 15 million, a second bid of 18 million. Milan would love to reopen contract talks with him, and I think certainly there's still an offer on the table. Milan aren't going to give up. Jules tells me that, oh, no, he wants to go. And if he doesn't get to go, he's going to leave on a free next summer. Maybe. I mean, that's what I would say if I were Mike Maignan and I wanted to go. But Max Allegri at Milan is hoping to convince him to stay. Obviously, has a big role at the club. And I think Maignan also, more broadly, is a sign that Enzo Maresca is like, I'm totally fine with the kids and the project and blah, blah, blah. But please let me have at least one or two guys who are winners, who aren't necessarily age 23, 24 or younger. A guy that can show them the way, how it's done, and can be a leader. And a guy who's frankly a better goalkeeper than the guys that they have on board. And by the way, I think it's significant Georgia Petrovic not being included in the squad. He had a tremendous season at Strasbourg. If Chelsea were giving up on Maignan, I would have thought that Petrovic would be challenging Robert Sanchez for the number one jersey. The fact that he's not even in the World Cup squad, and I'm assuming won't be coming to Chelsea at this stage, suggests to me that Chelsea are still pretty confident they can get a deal done.
Speaking of Strasbourg, Frank did mention Mamadou Sarr. It's a player you kind of know well. How good of a player Chelsea getting?
Sort of. A friend of mine, Leroy Rossinia's son's the manager, Liam. And Leroy told me that Liam told him. So I'd love to ask Frank's opinion. Liam said to his dad, Leroy, who then told me, he said, this kid could be the very, very best. He said he's got potential to be world class. So I'll ask Frank his opinion. The only thing I would say, and me and Frank talked about it last week, is it flies a bit of a contradiction, because what they need is a Frank Leboeuf or a Thiago Silva. They need to start adding more experience. So you're bringing another young player in who potentially might make mistakes in the Premier League because you're young, because it's just what happens. You've got to learn your trade. But it's talent-wise, Frank, has he got it? Is Liam on it when he says he's potentially world-class?
Yes, he could be a world-class. But how many players we've seen coming to Chelsea or any other big club and not performing because it's a different world? So you play for Strasbourg, you're young, it's a family club, you know everybody takes care of you, but you're not in the spotlight where everybody's going to analyze every time, every 3 days, what you're going to do and how you're going to perform, because you have been paid such a big amount for a transfer fee. So it's a different world, and we've seen that. Badiashile, Dizazi, I think there was another Sarr before. He was on loan after. There's so many French players that I've seen coming to Chelsea and not being performing enough because they don't have the seeds. They didn't grow enough. You need time, but Chelsea doesn't give you the time. The fans, they want performances. The media, they want results. And when you are Mamadou Sarr, even if you have all the talent, and I played against his father, and I hope he's going to have the talent of his father, you can maybe hope for something, but you're not sure about anything. And that's, for me, the issue.
All right, plenty more on Mamadou Sarr over on the Transfer Talk portion of our website. Make sure to bookmark it over at ESPN.com for all the latest throughout the summer transfer. I guess we have to say now the summer transfer windows. Check it out over on the website.